The first episode begins with Mark's Innie waking up in a state of alarm, exclaiming, "She's alive!" He finds himself once again in the Lumen elevator, its doors opening to the severed floor. Overwhelmed, Mark rushes out, frantically searching for his MDR colleagues after the events of the OTC ordeal. He sprints through the endless labyrinth of identical white corridors, eventually reaching the wellness center. However, the center looks entirely different. Its wood paneling is gone, replaced with stark white walls, leaving the room empty and unfamiliar. As he stands there alone, a shadowy figure appears in the background, observing him. Mark continues his search and arrives at his old MDR desk, but his colleagues Helly, Irving, and Dylan are nowhere to be found. Instead, he meets new team members Mark W., Gwendolyn Y., and Dario R. Soon. Mr. Milch enters, greeting Mark and commenting on his return. What you all did 5 months ago was one of the most painful moments in this company's history, Milch says, adding, "But we must be cut to heal, mustn't we?" Milch escorts Mark to the management office, introducing Miss Hang, the severed floor's new deputy manager child. It's revealed that Miss Coble no longer works for Lumen and that Milch now oversees the floor. He reassures Mark that his old colleagues weren't fired. Helly and Irving successfully made contact with the outside world, just as Mark had. Dylan's Audi, however, learned about the events afterward. Milch explains, "The four of you have achieved international fame," and hands Mark a redacted copy of the Kier Gazette featuring a photo of the team celebrated as symbols of Severance reform. When Mark inquires about Harmony Cobell, Milch dismisses her as a manipulative figure who attempted to exploit Mark's Innie and Audi in an unusual manner. Mark insists on seeing his old team, but Milch reveals they refuse to return to Lumen, except for Mark, who begged to come back. Later, at his desk, Mark adjusts to his new team. Gwendolyn is curious about the outside world and quizzes him with questions like, "Could you tell what state you were in?" and "What's wind like?" Meanwhile, Miss Hang arrives with a red ball, joining in their activities. During the game, Mark experiences a fleeting memory of his Audi and Gemma, his late wife. But he hides his emotions and remarks, "I am lucky enough to have made 4 new friends today." Miss Hang curtly reminds him, "I am a supervisor, not a friend." The next day, Mark discreetly slips a note into Mark W.'s pocket, addressed to his Audi. The note criticizes Milch's leadership, sarcastically calling him milkshake and venting frustration over the severed office's conditions. When Milch finds the note, he confronts Mark, who admits he misses his old team. As punishment, Milch demotes him from department chief but ultimately refrains from taking harsher action. Determined, Mark sneaks into the management office and pleads with the board to let him reunite with his team. He argues, if we're the face of severance reform, they deserve a chance. Milch allows Mark back to the floor, but it now features cryptic changes like a painting bearing the message, "Kier pardons his betrayers." Soon after, Mark's former teammates, Helly, Irving, and Dylan, reappear. They exchange updates, but Mark warns them they may be monitored. Miss Hang introduces the team to a revamped break room, now a private and comforting space. Milch addresses the group, explaining their role in the reforms and offering them the choice to stay or leave, an unprecedented move. He emphasizes the break room's privacy, stating, "It has no cameras or microphones. It's your space to relax." After Milch leaves, Mark reveals to the team that his Audi is married to Miss Casey, whom he believed to be dead. Helly doesn't disclose much about her outside experience, while Irving struggles to share his thoughts. He ultimately remarks, "It's not our world up there." Dylan later learns from Milch about a secret Audi family visitation suite, allowing severed employees to see their families. Milch, however, warns against informing the others, fearing jealousy. Meanwhile, Irving reveals his Audi's obsession with painting hallways and elevators clues to Miss Casey's location. As the team resumes refining, Mark notices a mysterious screen featuring Miss Casey's image and the title Cold Harbor, hinting at deeper secrets yet to unfold.